Hello everybody, I am Final Flame. I am playing Sonic CD, the 2011 version, Tails 80% category. I am joined by Sonic Star, who is a former world record holder of this, and he will be assisting me on commentary.
Hi.
That's him. So I'll use this lucky save file 1 because it's worked good for me lately. So are we ready on time? Yeah, I'm gonna assume we are. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. And
All right.
I hit my key for like I have lives split up or something.
All right. So, as Final Flame just mentioned, this is Sonic CD. What you guys might not know, or I'm sure you guys might not have known too much, but we're running off the 2011 version, which actually has several differences. The three main differences that you need to know is that the physics have been completely changed from the original. We have the Sonic 2 style spin dash, and of course, we have the addition of Tails, which, with all three of those together, makes for a very, very different run when compared to the original version. So, I believe Final Flame just made it past Palm Tree Panic Act 1,
And I
and we are
screwed
on our
it
way.
up too. I saved it, fortunately.
No, you did good, dude. You did good. All right.
Got
I
it.
got his.
Alright. Got the super bounce, or whatever you
All
wanted to call
right.
it.
All right. So what Final Flame just did there is a little quirk, that's mainly specific to Tails. It's mostly just taking advantage of the fact that, um, he's using the bounce like velocity, to gain a lot of height with like in combination with the speed shoes to fly completely over the level and straight to the goal. The only thing you have to keep in mind is you have to really make sure you know how high you are, because if you're too high or too low, there's a chance you could run into a wall or the little monitor, or you can actually die from the spikes and have to redo the level. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. So now he is heading into Act 3, and a small little optimization that you could do
Really?
is that, at least for this boss, I'm trying to remember, but
Got it. Got the camera glitch.
ooh, nice, yeah,
This is what it looks like at
um,
the end of the level, past the capsule. Nothingness.
yeah. Anyways, what was I trying to say? Yeah, so the thing about that boss is that he only spawns when the camera is in position. So a little optimization you can do is after the slope, or after the second loop, you can do a small little hop off the slope to move the camera a little bit up. That mainly helps just to get like a consistent 19 on that level.
Alright,
Right,
so what I
so
just did right there in CC1, you'll see this again in CC2. If you stop on the slope, it loads that spring up, and if you do a one-tap spin dash into it, you go really fast up the slope. And at the very top of the slope, as soon as you leave it, you tap another button to take flight, and you go soaring. But if you do more than one spin dash, it doesn't work. If you just walk into the spring, it doesn't work. You have to do a one-tap spin dash. And
all
yeah, we're
right.
doing a lot of flying over the stage now. You're going to see that again in a moment. You're not going to see much more of it for the rest of the run.
Yep, so he is just coming into Act 2 here, and
I got fast flight.
um all right. And he's going to do a series of spin dashes here to bounce off the enemy. He looks like he got it. And that takes him right to the spring. And after that, he's going to do a fast flight right to the goal.
Yep, got it.
So,
So, we mentioned fast flight at the beginning of the stage. It's something you're going to see more through this run, especially when it gets to Wacky Workbench 3. It's basically jumping off the ground and hitting your flight buttons in such a way that you get a lot of speed up into the air, a lot of vertical velocity. If you don't get that, it makes a couple of these tricks very difficult. And
yeah.
we're heading in the CC3 now, or what I like to call the pinball machine. I hope y'all like pinball. If y'all played it on the PC as a kid. This zone casually is probably one of the hardest. In a speedrun, it's actually the quickest if it goes right. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'll take that. That's pretty dang good, an 18. So you might have seen Robotnik just dropping balls all over the place. They are RNG. They can hit you anywhere at any time and just completely ruin your run. If I had done that perfect, it would have been a 15, but I'm very happy with an 18. Alright, and time to see if we get Nope Slope. And good. Alright, do you want to explain what I just did?
Alright, so, that is a trick that kind of has to do with how this specific version handles ceilings.
Oh, that was interesting. I fell into the water. That's a time loss. Oh well.
Yeah, so, aside from, I guess, I believe, CC3 and TT1 here, almost every stage you can fly over the ceiling. But for this case, if you try and fly over the ceiling, you'll just
You'll hit like
the ceiling will just push
wall.
you down. So
Yeah.
what he does there is a series of spin dashes to get enough speed so that he can jump off the badnik and land up on top of the wall, and that actually saves, I believe, 15 seconds over doing the level normally. So
yeah, and
it's a very nice thing.
I mentioned Nope Slope. If you spin dash up that ramp, whoops, missed the sign. If you spin dash up that ramp, meaning as Tails or even a Sonic, if for some reason you're not doing a peel out, you have a chance of hitting that slope and just falling straight down, and you have to die and try again. What I'm doing right now is TT2. This is the only instance of time travel I use in the 90% run, because even though it's slower for a marathon run in RTA, it's faster on in-game time, which is what we use the time, and it's kind of cool to show off. Do you want to explain the whole time travel while I try TT3 boss?
I will try.
Yeah. See if you could do a quick explanation.
Yeah, you all you need to do in order to try and time travel in this game is hit a past or future sign and just run for a set distance, and it will set you to a different time period within each act. And was especially important to note, at least for the good future category, is that you have to actually travel to the past and hit all the monitors or not all the monitors, hit the generators in Acts 1 and 2 in order to get a good future for that zone. So you might have actually seen that as he was doing Act 2 there. So
real quick, Reese, if you read a donation, I did not hear it. Alright. And what I just did in TT3 is a quick kill that's exclusive to Tails. If you grab that invincibility box, you actually keep it long enough that you can fly inside of his hitbox before the bubbles form around him, and you can just one-shot him with invincibility, because that's all that boss takes is one hit. The bosses in this game are really unique. You know, you think about Sonic 2, Sonic 3, a lot of classic games, you need to get 8 hits on all of them. That is not the case in Sonic CD. Every boss is completely different. In that case, it's a matter of getting 4 hits in that maze. Oh, that was weird. And then 1 hit at the very end. On the boss that's coming up, it's a matter of you're walking on a treadmill, and you're just running the floor out from under him.
yeah, I will say that the bosses are very creative in this game.
So that was QQ1. Quartz Quadrant is kind of the laid-back portion of this run, which is good because after this comes Wacky Workbench, which is just a hell gauntlet. I cannot stand that place. I tell you what, right now, as I botched that, might want to talk about the timer, because we haven't had a chance to talk about that
Right. Yeah, so a very important thing about this, or I guess like this remake, is that there is a rather unfortunate glitch with the timer, in that for every set of centiseconds that you have at the end of one act, it will transfer those centiseconds to the beginning of the next act. So the timer doesn't actually start at 0, but it starts at some value past 0. So what we do just for timing is we usually just take the seconds for each act, and then we just add the centiseconds for the final act, which is MM3.
So
And
as the guest said real quick, that big O ring, that's how you get into the special stages in this game, where you can collect the 7 time stones. They suck. We don't do them. There's no category that includes them. That is all I have to say about that.
all right, and so what Final Flame is doing right now is he's going off against the Quartz Quadrant 3 boss, and there's not really much to say about this boss except that you don't want to get hit by the metal balls that are falling down, because each hit that you take, you lose 4 seconds, or roughly around 3 to 4 seconds, because what you have to do for this boss is you have to constantly be running. So
Special zone percent win. Actually, there's a couple of people that want to do that. I am not one of them. Coming up next, Wacky... Oh, man, I botched the spin dash, really? Coming up next, Wacky Workbench. You will not be hearing me talk during that, unless I'm swearing at Tails, because it is a pain to do. So, Sonic will keep you all entertained. Maybe you have a chance to talk about the different soundtracks.
Oh yes. So for the soundtracks that you guys donated, you guys might not know this, but they actually play a slightly important role in the run in terms of real time, because if you choose because one thing you have to note is that the Japanese version in general is faster than the US soundtrack, because mainly of the jingle at the end. And it's just a matter of just like the jingle tune in the Japanese version being, I believe, 1 second
Oh, that
shorter.
was an amazing Wacky one, a 29.
Wow, a 29.
I can't even get that in a good run. To get that in a marathon, that is amazing.
Right.
Like, for reference, the world record run, which is extremely optimized, has a 32. So, wow. Anyway, back to the soundtracks. Well, I botched Wacky Workbench 2.
Right. There's. I actually don't have much to say except for the fact that there's, in general, the Japanese version is faster if you're aiming for real time. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Right. One thing about Wacky Workbench while we're here, do you want to talk about all this crap that is cycle based and why that makes it so hard?
Well, the thing about the cycles in this game is that there are some cycles, I believe, that start the moment the game starts, while there are others that start the moment the game is turned on. So
sorry to say this, but 38 Wacky 2, again, I can't get that in a run. That's not that good compared to world record. I think world record is 35, but for me, that's good. I always seem to struggle on that stage. And now the worst boss in the game.
Is this serious time?
Serious time or not, I'm gonna screw it up. So go ahead and talk.
Alright, well, what Final Flame's going to be attempting is a fairly difficult trick. This is probably by far the hardest boss to actually get down. And it mainly has to do with these falling blocks.
Oh god, give me that ring. Oh dear god.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, so what he just tried to do is actually land on the blocks as they spawn in. So if you hit the boss and do a fast flight, you can actually land on the blocks that spawn in, and if you do another fast flight off that block, you'll actually be able to fly up to the next level without having to wait for the blocks.
Right. Yeah, and, so this was the worst Wacky 3 I could get. But I'm just happy I didn't die after that. This is a stage that I struggle on. As Sonic, it's easy because you don't have fast flights, so there's not really much to optimize other than the intro. But as Tails, it's extremely optimized. So, I'm not happy with it, but I'll take it. I lived.
Right. So right now he's going to be going into Stardust Speedway now. Act 1 is generally straightforward in terms of just like strats. One thing you'll note, or one thing I might want to note, is that in the little middle section here, you'll actually want to land on the or you actually want to fly into the little booster, into the speed shoes, rather than just walk into it, because if you walk into it, you'll fly into the air, whereas if you fly overhead and drop down, you will stick on the ground and just roll through the monitor.
So 24
It's
there isn't that great, but that's not bad. Normally it's a 22 if you do everything right. Can't complain about 2-second time loss, honestly.
And so now he's going into Act 2. So for Act 1, we take the top route, and for this one, we take the
Oh
bottom.
dear, oh gosh. I haven't done that in a while. So this stage just went horribly, horribly wrong. To the point I'm not positive I know where I'm at. So let's see where I end up. I just ended up like on the... Oh god, now I'm stuck in a wall. Really, Tails? Just get down. Thank you. So that was 30 seconds wasted. Goodbye, PB.
Yeah, the level design can be a little bit confusing, especially if you're just coming into this game. So
Yeah, one small mistake and you end up on the wrong path, and unfortunately I hit a booster that you can't get out of. And then hit another booster I couldn't get out of, and it just threw me everywhere. That was interesting. Let's get redemption on the race.
oh yeah. So for the race, in the original, it is an actual legitimate race where if you're ahead of Metal Sonic, you will actually be going faster through the level than if you're behind. In this version, one thing you have to note is that Metal Sonic rubber bands. If you're in front of him, for instance, he will do a charge attack towards you. If you're behind him, then he'll just do an electric attack. It's more just keeping a steady pace, like around Metal Sonic, so that you don't accidentally get locked out of the end. But all of that really doesn't matter because the laser that Dr. Robotnik is coming toward.
Bad. Oh, this is a bad situation. Okay, you're good.
All right. Yeah. The thing about this stage is that you have to wait anyway for Robotnik to come all the way to the end because he moves at a constant speed in this version. So the only real optimizations in this stage are at the beginning and at the end. So
yeah, that was definitely sloppy, but as you can see, the real race is against Robotnik. So I won that. Didn't matter how sloppy the rest was, as long as I beat Metal Sonic and Robotnik. And now the final 3 levels, Metallic Madness. Let's do this intro right this time. Yeah, the last race I did, I somehow forgot which stage I was in and did the wrong inputs, and yeah, it did not go well.
Alright, this is generally a rather straightforward level. You just kind of have to be in the middle path because it's more just the most straightforward path.
Yeah, I ended up falling behind there, and so I slowed myself down just to not get crushed by accident, because that's a worse time loss than, you know, standing around waiting. Sometimes it's best to just hold back.
Yeah, those crushers are actually very deadly if you don't know what to do.
The last one in the level, if you're playing it casually, you might think the spin dash, as it's not on screen. If you spin dash there, you are dead guaranteed. It will crush you just because it's one of those things that loads up when it's about to come on screen and it's in such a position that it's coming down on you.
Alright, so now we're heading into Act 2 here. This level is actually fairly straightforward. It's just a matter of flying up above the ceiling and just holding right. So
this is a level that's pretty fun to do a Sonic. You could do pretty much this exact same route with an extra trick of using a piston that acts as a spring to launch you over the top of the level. It's pretty awesome to watch. Alright, and one more to go, Metallic Madness 3. A stage that the boss itself is actually a joke, although we are going to try and optimize it. The room before the boss has 2 fireflies that without invincibility are a royal pain.
All right. I see you got the little slope glide or slow flight there. That's just a little optimization you can do just to get to that spring section or that invincibility faster.
Alright.
Um,
Not the quickest, but
generally
this
you want
works.
generally for the fireflies you want to try and have them be close together so that you can hit both of them at the same time. But that's entirely RNG dependent, so
Yes! Got double hit!
nice. So the double hit, it is an 8-second time save because it actually skips a phase in the fight. So
And it is much more difficult to get that as tails because of your lower jump height. So you only have a couple of frames to get that. And
right.
time is coming up very soon. Time will be on the last hit, so get ready. 2, 3, and time! Don't know what that is, but that seemed pretty good. So y'all are gonna have to let me know what that is, because Reese isn't in the chat. Or not in the voice chat. That felt pretty good. Stardust 2 just went to hell. If you took that out, this would probably be a PB, but honestly, I'm still pretty happy with it overall.
2027.
Okay, so that's my average. Actually, that's a little less than my RTA average, so I'll time it out
Nice.
afterwards, see if this was a PB, but that was fun. Awesome.
I'm glad you had fun.
So
Thank you for doing the run, dude.
yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you to Sonic Star for helping me out in commentary.
Not a prob.